Alright. Thank you for joining me. It is January the 26th, 2020, and we are speaking about Walt Disney. Briefly, I'd like to briefly discuss. We have finally reached our targets of expectations of 140 and 138 on Walt Disney, and we want to see how it would actually approach those marks to give a better feeling of something possibly in the future, and what Walt Disney and the charts are trying to tell us. So I'm not going to make this too lengthy. I just want to give a post analysis of Disney and the famous words, "I told you so." Yes, we all like to hear them. So we're currently at 140, trying to stay above the 138, 140 mark. And now my next question would be, is this the support area or is this false? My opinion, and before I give my personal opinion, I'd like to state that this is my personal opinion. Period. My personal opinion. Okay? Find your own legal advice. Alright. With that being said, we like to anticipate what Price's marks will be versus participating and following. And with that being said, would 133, 120s, 9, is that a mark? Is Walt Disney hyping things up? And this is not a full analysis. This is more of, I could really talk about my original analysis with Walt Disney, which is going into cable companies, affiliates, thank you, and who may be also involved. And right now, just a brief analysis of a lot of the cable companies may be underwater short term, and the government funding I've recently read about on, I don't think CenturyLink has anything to do with this, but Frontier and 20 others also were granted funds for 2020 to network the world. And so they're about 70% complete and short of their goal. So with that being said, a lot of things are kind of pulling back at this moment. And was these Disney Plus apps right now, are we luring in buyers with these high marks of these promotions just to get people in the bubble? Okay, so that's the question. Right now, I would consider to hold and see a true turnaround with Disney, and see what is going to happen with this reaction at this 140, 139, 140 mark. And is 142 a resistance area to continue to the downside, would be my question. How far up can we get above 142, and do we get to hold above it to reach heights of 147 and more? And the original question, are we getting above 150? And we see we're nowhere near that. Okay, thank you again. We're going to keep an eye on Walt Disney for the 2020, and hopes that wasn't a fluke. We got a lot of gap, of course, here going on, but when are we going to see those? We have gaps all the way down to freaking 117, 119. And I don't expect that no time soon or anything. Let's go to a weekly chart and a monthly chart. But what I still see is, I see a strong support at 134, 133, 134, 133 to be exact. Okay, so that's my ideal. Don't know. And again, I would be more patient about buying along currently with Walt Disney and waiting to be more patient to see how this pans out. But I do know that that month of November bull run, it is definitely over a 50% retracement. And so we're at a 55% retracement, and I could see a full 100% retracement, possibly, with a short up and then continue to the downside. But we want to see if this is going to hold at that 136, 133 area, between 136 and 133. And did the month of April give us any stronger signs? Okay. All right. Thank you again for your patience, your time. You have a blessed year.